And we're live in 3, 2, 1.
Man, shut up, Chloe. Dude, look at that butt. Oh, are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Welcome to our latest segment, latest news with McHistory Man. We're gonna talk about Mussolini and the top 5 things you need to know about him. So here's my special guest, Zoe Smith. Hello, Zoe.
What's up?
Mussolini had a penchant for violence even as a youth. Did you know that?
I didn't. Nice to know.
Born on July 29th, 1883, Mussolini gained a reputation for bullying, fighting during his childhood. At age 10, he was expelled from a religious boarding school for stabbing a classmate in the hand.
Wow.
What kind of friendship is that?
I know.
And another stabbing incident took place at his next school.
He also admitted to knifing his girlfriend in the arm. Meanwhile, he purposely pinched people at church to make them cry and led gangs of boys on raids of local farmsteads and eventually became adept at dueling with swords.
Man, here's a hint for you guys. If your boyfriend's stabbing you, I don't think you want to be in that relationship. Mussolini was a socialist before becoming a fascist. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. Thanks
Born
for
to a
letting me know.
socialist father, Mussolini was named after leftist Mexican President Benito Juarez. His 2 middle names, Amilcar and Andrea, came from Italian socialist Amilcar, Cipriani, and Andrea Costa. Those are weird names. Early in Mussolini's life, for instance, those names seemed appropriate while living in Switzerland from 1902 to 1904. He cultivated an intellectual image and wrote for socialist periodics such as L'Avenir del Lavoratore, The Worker's Future.
He then served in the Italian army for nearly 2 years before resuming his career as a teacher and journalist. In his articles and speeches, Mussolini preached violent revolution, praised farmed communist thinker Karl Marx, and criticized patriotism. In 1912, he became editor of Aventi, the official daily newspaper of Italy's Socialist Party, but he was expelled from the partly 2 years later over his support for World War I. By 1919, a radically changed Mussolini had founded the fascist movement, which would later become the Fascist Party.
Not professional. Fascism is a form of radical authoritarian nationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and control of industry and commerce, which came to prominence in early 20th century Europe. Are we done yet? I'm not done yet.
No, keep going. We still have two more.
Contrary to popular belief, Mussolini did not take power in a coup. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
You don't know anything. With Italy's leading non-fascist politicians hopelessly divided and with the threat of violence in the air, on October 29th, the king offered Mussolini the chance to form a coalition government. But although the premiership was now his, Deuce, a master of propaganda who claimed the backing of 300,000 fascist militiamen, when the real number was probably far lower, wanted to make a show of force.
As a result, he joined armed supporters who flooded the streets of Rome the following day. Mussolini would later mythologize the march on Rome's importance.
Alright, so that's 3 things you need to know about Mussolini.
No, we have 2 more.
We'll be back after this ad from our sponsors. Hello. Call 937-243-6944 to get your hair removal now. Sorry. Alright, back to our top 5 Mussolini
you,
facts that
Advan.
you need to know about him. I wasn't done talking. Mussolini did not become a true dictator until 1925. Did you know that, Zoe?
I'm just gonna say sure.
After becoming prime minister, Mussolini reduced the influence of the judiciary, muzzled a free press, arrested political opponents, continued condoning fascist squad violence, and otherwise consolidated his hold on power. However, he continued working within the parliamentary system, at least somewhat, until January 1925, when he declared himself dictator of Italy.
Following a series of assassination attempts in 1925 and 1926, Mussolini tightened his grip even further, banning opposition parties, kicking out over 100 members of parliament, reinstating the death penalty for political crimes, ramping up secret police activities, and abolishing local elections.
That's a lot of words. Number 5, Mussolini was deposed without a fight.
I did know that one. So.
All right. Having already snatched away Libya and Ethiopia, Allied forces invaded Italy proper in 1943 and began dropping bombs on Rome. On July 25th of that year, King Victor Emmanuel informed Mussolini that he would be replaced as prime minister. Deuce was then arrested and imprisoned in various places, including a remote mountain ski resort from which German commandos rescued him a month and a half later. Man, a ski resort sounds nice right now.
From September 1943 to April 1945, Mussolini headed a puppet government in German-occupied northern Italy. At the end of the war, he tried to sneak over the Swiss border wearing a German greatcoat and helmet, but the Italian partisan recognized him and shouted, "We've got Big Head." Mussolini was executed the following day, and his corpse was strung upside down in a Milan square. Upside down.
It's nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks, folks for being here. This was the latest news with McHistory Man. Bye.